welcome back to the channel. So instead of attacking this video in a, not very helpful way and just pointing out how terrible this looks, let's approach it from, let's try and get Hot Toys to see this video and pay attention to the points that are being made, and let's try and get a better Jungle Hunter figure. So I'm good at making the videos, not so good at getting them out there into the world. So if you can help out with that and somehow get this under Hot Toys' nose, and maybe we'll get a better Jungle Hunter figure when this is actually released. There's a lot of reference pictures in this video coming up. Spent about 2.5 hours just making the video that I'm going to be talking over, so that I could really hit home all the points, all the things that need to be addressed here. Just want a better Jungle Hunter figure. I am going to be that guy. I've seen other people, big reviewers in the community, just glazing over this and making out like people like me who want the best for my own collection, want the best for your collection, like we're some kind of weirdos, and it's been very revealing couple of days on YouTube. But here is the Jungle Hunter figure, the prototype, or at least what they're showing, the world. By the way, yeah, he needs more dots on his hands. There's some on there. I've got to go into detail. That weird string around his waist, I thought that looked weird. In none of the reference pictures do I ever see that big obvious string. But here is a great picture of Kevin Peter Hall, I guess, testing out the original suit in 1987. You can see how weathered the armor is, how loose the netting is around the legs. There's no big string going around his waist. Look how weathered the gauntlets are, the tone of the skin, how dark the skin can get, the quills on his arms, the shape and tone of the helmet biomask, the length of the dreads. And here is the biomask that we'll be getting, well, 2 of them. You get 2 with the deluxe version. I might just go standard because I'd probably just use my original Jungle Hunter base, as I think I prefer that. So there's really no need for me to go deluxe on this one. Here's a really good reference picture of the mask. I think the key lies in the eyes and the slit between the eyes. It almost kind of gives it that furrowed, intense brow kind of look. And while the Hot Toys helmet does have that, I think just the overall tone and colour of it is just off. And the kind of dent in the top of the helmet on the figure, it seems to be like an actual, you can feel it with your finger, but on the real thing it just seems to be almost like airbrushed on there. Like it doesn't actually get into the actual biomask itself. Still very much a flat surface on top. Also on the front there between the eyes, it's too much. Way too much. So it's going to be a situation where you're going to need custom folks out there to make a biomask for your figure if you want it to look accurate. Unless Hot Toys go back and really almost do this from the ground up. Because, that looks, at first glance, you think, oh, okay, that doesn't look too bad. But when you think about the fact that the quills on the head are there but not painted, just got the lack of weathering on the armor. That shoulder kind of looks like a plastic toy. The tone on his body was so different. Very, very dark around the edges and kind of banana yellow. It's just seriously lacking. For a 2.0, man, the bones around his neck are too big. They're really bulbous and large. The ones that go around his body there, not so bad. The tone's all kind of off. They would need to be repainted. But notice all the quills on his shoulder, even under his arm by his ribs you have quills. He's holding a sword. Again, notice the color tone of the skin, shape of the mouth, the head, color of his armor. This is all when they were building it, and yeah. I'm with you, Charlie. I'm with you on this one. Seriously, Hot Toys, you need to do better. You can do better. I know you can. Everyone knows you can. That's why this is frustrating, because this is just not acceptable, man. It's not acceptable. So let's get this video out there and let's just get a better Jungle Hunter figure, because I can't remember what character it was, but recently I did see people talking about it on Facebook, that it can make a difference. You know, they will listen to the community if we kick up enough of a storm and, you know, really ask them to go back and revise this and just bring us a much better figure, because they're not cheap, you know. They're high-end collectibles, and they kind of, you know, get by it in the description by saying inspired by the creature from the 1987 film in the description. Not, you know, they're kind of covering their tracks. They're saying it's just inspired by it. We're not going for total accuracy here. But why not, you know? Why not go in and study these images, see the comparison here? I mean, we got obviously very different lighting, but the color tone is vastly different from what it should be, pretty much all over. Especially look at the neck. And even though we get two different mandible sets for the face, closed and open, you know, this is the old original Jungle Hunter, the first Hot Toys Jungle Hunter. I love this figure, and this is a bit of footage from a video I did just yesterday. But this is the closed mandibles, and they're really closed, you know. Whereas on the new one, they're not as closed as they are here. Also, the teeth are translucent here. That's not the case on the new one. I love the intensity in the eyes on the original head sculpt, plus the quills are there and they're painted. I didn't have to do that myself. And back to the new one, just, it doesn't even compare to me. I think they're just night and day difference. I can't believe it's been, I don't know, a decade more, and it's the 2.0 and this original one that I haven't done anything to. I mean, that's the stock head sculpt. I did the hairdryer trick to get the dreads to lay more flat instead of sticking out so much, but I don't remember doing anything to the paint unless I forgot. I've done so many mods over the years, but just the mouth, the teeth, the quills being painted the same color as the skin on the new one compared to this, the original, capturing the essence, the attitude perfectly. This is the head sculpt I would love to have, like with that crazy, look, see, one eye's going off in a different direction. I love that. I think it's so characteristic of that moment, you know. And this is what we're getting, you know. I know that there's plenty of time for them to make changes. People keep saying, oh, maybe this is just a stand-in, but that just doesn't make any sense, you know. I mean, the whole point of releasing these images is to get people to pre-order it, and obviously there's a large percentage of the community that just do it anyway, even though they're not happy with it. And I've already said I'm going to get this even though I'm not happy with it. I'm one of you. But oh man, it's not boding well for the future of the hobby, is it? Well, with Hot Toys in particular, because they've decided to release these images. This prototype is on display at Secret Base in the state that it's in, and that's what everyone is basing their decision on right now, to part with that money. And this is what it should look like, and it couldn't be more far away from this. But there is time for them to adjust things, go back and put in the work and bring us the ultimate 1/6 scale Jungle Hunter 2.0. It is doable, you know. So let's get this video out there. Let's get them to hopefully see this, and hopefully they're not too pissed off about the Charlie Murphy gifts. I had to do it, man. I had to do it. It's all love. Yeah, I mean, are the dreads the right length? The trophies around the neck just look massive, all clumped together. That's just gravity doing that. There's ways around that, but yeah, it's just super underwhelming. Super, just off, majorly off. The skin needs a lot of work. I don't expect them to go to this level of detail, but they've done more detailed stuff than this, though. You know, nothing's coming to mind right now, but there must be. I mean, all the figures Hot Toys have done with all these intricate, incredible paint jobs, this compared to that isn't exactly, you know, the top of the mountain when it comes to like daunting tasks in 1/6 scale. I mean, it's just, you know, dark, yellowish white with some spots. You know, there's probably more to it than that, but you know what I mean. It's not, you know, they've done Iron Man figures where they've done 1/4 scale endoskeletons where every single part moves like it should do. I mean, they are capable. They are beyond capable when it comes to this, 1/6 scale, quarter scale stuff. I mean, that base, look how much space he's got to stand on. Absolute piss poor. And these hands, from what I'm seeing in the comments, it's all been confirmed. These are just the classic Predator from the third movie's hands, just again. Lazy, really lazy. This figure deserves to be way better than this. When they finally dropped these images and displayed this piece at Secret Base, it should have been contender for figure of the year. A character, a creature this iconic, this version of that character, coming back with the 2.0 after all these years of doing it so well before. I mean, this is the one, and what a letdown. I mean, this is such a massive letdown. But they can definitely do better, It's just a matter of whether or not they will use the time in between now and its actual release to adjust things. There's so much to adjust. That's what kind of gives me the willies. A revised head sculpt, I'd say that's very much on the cards. Quills, I would imagine when he's actually released, will be painted black, and we will be able to finally see the moving eyes. Hopefully a better paint job on his body. And I would really like a bendy spine on the skull and spine, so that you could have it drooping if he's holding it down by his side, like from mid-spine, so the skull's drooping on one side of his hand and the other side of his hand, the end of the spine is drooping. Wouldn't be that hard to do. I do like the detail on the skulls, very nice work on them. Seems to be different teeth missing on both skulls, so that's cool, but you can find them on eBay. I don't need to get the deluxe version to get some skulls. You can find 1/6 scale skulls pretty easily. Gonna probably get rid of that horrible rope around his waist. What's that there for? And the armor, like I said in the original My Thoughts video, that armor is the same armor as the classic from the third movie, not the Jungle Hunter. They've just reused it. It's got the same scarring and denting as the classic, not the Jungle Hunter. That is just ridiculous. The teeth look terrible there. I'm sorry, they just look bad. So, for someone like me, it's a project, a fun project. I mean, if it comes out in the state that it's in, there's a lot for me to do to it. And I don't have his name to hand right now, but someone did just leave a comment recently on my most recent Predator video, the one before this one, suggesting a great technique for getting quills onto the body. So, go back and check out my video before this for that comment. It's very, very helpful. Here's a nice close-up. Oh, and massive thank you to Robert in Hong Kong for getting me these pictures and footage. I hope he's not pissed off. I've only mentioned that about halfway through the video. But yes, Robert in Hong Kong, he's the one who got me these pictures and the footage. And thank you so much, Robert. You did a really good job on these pictures, man. Really good job. And the footage was great as well. Nice close-up look at the eyes there with the visor. Yeah, I like that effect. It does look quite cool, but the actual mask itself does need a bit of a repaint and scarecrow. That was the first Secret Base video I did, thanks to Robert. Yeah, see, from this distance there, not too bad. Not too bad. It's when you get close up and if you know what you're looking for, that's when it all starts to go down the toilet. But yeah, be respectful in the comments and try and get this in Hot Toys. Try and get it on their radar, the video, and see if they can see it, because any help, to try and get a better Jungle Hunter figure for all of us, because like I said, I mean, who else is going to be making one of these in 1/6 scale? Obviously NECA do their sort of 8-inch, Mezco do the 1/12, but it seems like Hot Toys, I mean, now that Disney and Hot Toys are one thing and Disney own Predator franchise, so I don't see anyone else making these. So let's just see if we can get them to give us a better one by the time it's released. I mean, they've done some great stuff in the past, as you can see here. I've owned quite a few of them over the years. Big stuff at the bottom. Great job, Robert, getting the big display here. But yeah, drop a like on the video, folks. That'll help this video get out there more. Hit the like button on it. Leave a comment. That will help too. Subscribe for more videos coming up soon. And thank Robert in the comments for getting us these pictures and the footage. It was very, very, very helpful. And I look forward to seeing Justin's video. He's the one person out there who I think will also be pointing out the things that need to be changed. And he's got a much larger reach than me, so hopefully, you know, when his video comes out, you know, he'll be mentioning this stuff too, and it might make a difference. So thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.